Hi everyone, coming on with my mega haul from the antique fair this weekend. I had to stand a bit further back so I could get it all in for the first shot. This is 2 days worth of finds. I split it into the two sides. This side here is from the first day and this side is from the second day. I spent about $280 I think the first day and about $60 to $70 the second day. These pieces were purchased from the largest antique fair that happens in Perth. It's 3 times a year. It's called the Treasured Craft Creations 3-in-1 Market. I grabbed their card so I can see the events coming up in the future. This is their website, Treasured Craft Creations, for anyone in Perth, Western Australia. And they have handmade crafts, antiques and collectibles, and a vintage market all under one roof. It was the April event that I just attended, and then they have 2 more this year. Now, I used to go to these fairs years ago, and I haven't been for probably 4 or 5 years. It's a lot harder with the kids. And so hubby saw the event come up on Facebook and said, let's go along and have a look. And boy, did I score pieces for my collection. So many amazing silver pieces and some lovely brooches and a few surprises. I actually did a bit of research and I've taken notes. I don't normally write notes, but I did this time because I found some really interesting designer pieces and I wanted to be able to share the research that I did on the marks and who the designers are and what the value are on some pieces, because a few people have been interested in me saying what the value of things are. So where to start? All the way over here. I put these in order of how I found them throughout the day. I actually did quite a lot of footage of this fair, and I'm going to do I think a separate video to show the footage of me walking around the market, or I might even show a little bit of footage at the end of this video showing where I found these particular pieces. So we'll start from this side. The very first piece that I purchased from a seller was this lovely ring, and I bought this for myself to wear. Now it's a bow with cubic zirconias. It's not an old piece, it's modern, but I've seen bow rings and I've never seen one as nice as this. And I thought I'm going to love to wear that, and I paid $10 for that piece. The second pieces I bought were these few here. I actually did 2 visits to that stall. This is what I got the second time, but I'll show you the pieces I got first thing in the morning. The first bit I spotted, like I said, I do have footage of this, so I might attach it in at the end, was this sterling silver. He's marked sterling down here. And he does have a maker's mark, and I can't find out who that maker is. If anybody knows, actually, let me show it again a bit closer. It's like a little squiggle, or it could even be that way. But he's a little gull, and I thought he was very cute. And I did a little package deal with the guy because there was these 2 matching sterling silver brooches. They're brooch/pendants, and they say sterling on the back. One with blue stones and one with clear stones. And I did a little bulk purchase of those, the 4 of them for $20. And then at the last minute, I saw this piece. And it's a lovely brooch, and it's designer signed. And this is one of the pieces that I looked up. If you ever see signed sterling silver pieces, grab them. He gave me this for $10, and I actually wrote down the name of the designer. Please excuse me if I don't pronounce it properly. Jane Maye Matushka, and it's a modernist Japanese, I believe, designer. I looked it up on eBay, and their pieces go for $250 plus. So that is going into my collection, but what a score for $10. So signed silver pieces, tip of the day. Then I went back later on at the end of the day to that man's stall, and he used to have a shop, I think, and he said he'd closed his shop down. And I got this sterling silver necklace. I bought it because it's really quite heavy. It's just one with beads on. And a pair of sterling silver earrings. And I again paid $20 for the 2 of those from that dealer. He had so much stuff. I think I did. I actually went back the second day and found another signed piece, which I will get to. But just moving around the table, the next person I went to, again, I have footage of it, was a person I got these 3 pieces from, and this one here. And it was in a big tub where it said $5 each for everything in it. And there was a mixture of everything, bits of collectibles, military things, jewelry, just a real big jumble of stuff. And I found this brooch, which I didn't realize until afterwards. I think it was when I first arrived and I was in a flurry. I didn't realize that this side's broken off. I got this for my husband because he loves eagle things. And it's a brooch and a pendant. It's still nice, but it is damaged. I paid $5 for that. I got this lovely shell cameo brooch. It's not silver mounted or gold, but it's a really lovely old one. It's got the old C clasp. That's $5. I got this lovely brooch, which is marked sterling. It does have a name, Amita. I didn't look it up. Sterling brooch, $5. And then my best score from them was, I saw this and it was in a bag. And all the time I look for the tone. I look for that grey look. And this actually says diesel on it. Where is that? Diesel. I'm not familiar with the brand. Didn't see a stamp on it. It was actually sealed in a bag. It's called Diesel for Successful Living. And it was this long chunky necklace. And I thought, now that looks silver toned. And it had a real coral pendant on it. And I thought, this, for $5, I'm going to get this and I'm going to look at it later. And thank goodness I did, because when I got home, I found out that this Diesel for Successful Living is quite rare. And there's a broad range of prices on eBay from $150 to $1,000 for these pieces. But then, you know, that's not what they sell for. That's what people are asking for them. So that was a real score. I'll be putting that away in my collection. So those were $5 each from those pieces. Then I've got a few little random bits up here. I found this lovely brooch. When I very first saw it, I thought it was a Juliana brooch. It looks very, very similar design. But what's happened in recent years is the patents have run out on pieces from the 50s and they have ended up being copied by different companies. And I didn't look on the back because everything else about it screams Juliana. But it has a Alex and Arnie mark. So they must have reproduced pieces from theirs. I looked them up on eBay. They're still $50, $60, so I wasn't too sad about that. I paid $10 for it. If this was a Juliana, it would be worth more like $150, but because it's a reproduction, Alex and Arnie, it's still worth about $50, so that was okay. Another piece I got was this one, which is a shell cameo, and it's in a rolled gold cage. It's marked RG for rolled gold. Really lovely old one. I paid $20 for that. And that was two sort of little individual pieces I got. Now, where should I go? Over here. So this is a lady I used to buy from years ago, and I would always go to her store first because she has great cheap jewellery. She's a collector. She buys bulk lots from the UK and other places and takes out the pieces she wants to keep and then just sells off the rest cheap, which is what I used to do years ago, send it to local auction to try and recoup a bit of my money. And she has usually $3 baskets, $5 baskets, and $1 and $2 baskets. So the only three pieces I paid a bit more for were these, but let's work our way through them. I also got these brooches from her, this pendant and these rings. So this was on her $3 rack, and it was a little sterling silver bangle. Now the $3 are 2 for $5, so I ended up getting the 2 for $5. So as I go through these pieces, I'll show you. I'll go through the cheaper ones first. This was in a $3 brooch basket. It's a little sterling silver filigree mesh brooch. There was this gorgeous little brooch, which I thought might have been silver, but it's not, but it's still a lovely old brooch. And there was this really lovely old one with lucite. They were $3 each. I'll go down to these rings. She also had a stand of rings for $3 each, and I found this silver one with waves. This silver one marked Italy, $3. And this really cute modernist one, $3. Actually very similar to the piece I found at the swap meet the next morning, which is in my other video. And then in her $1 earring basket, I found these sterling silver and faux turquoise earrings. And on a stand she had, which was in the, I got the 2 for $5, was this sterling silver butterfly pendant, which is marked silver up in here. I got that and that bracelet, the 2 for $5. A bit of a regret on those, buying them, but I'm never going to lose anything when you're buying for scrap anyway. It's just not very good quality, the piece, but for the weight of the silver, it was worth it. Then the more expensive pieces I bought from her, which altogether, my whole total from her was $65. And my husband actually spotted these at the store and he called me over to come and look at them. This is a genuine Pandora bracelet. And around it, it has several genuine Pandora charms and also just some other ones. So this is a silver spacer Pandora charm. The little elephant, hang on, it's a bit fuzzy. The little elephant is stamped ALE. These ones here are just silver. That little one there, the little munchkin or the little elf. Whoopsie. Just spinning around on me. ALE. And I think the other ones are just silver. Oh no, the ones with the little shoes too. So I had a few genuine Pandora charms and the other silver charms on the sterling bracelet, and that was $15. And then I saw this one that she had, which is a Michael Hill one on a leather bracelet, and this is a Michael Hill spacer. And this was $15 as well, and I grabbed it because it has a couple of Michael Hill beads, and then it has this Pandora bead, which is stamped on the side. Whoop. I've got very muddled hands this morning. 95 ALE. So you never discount if something is a different designer that it's not going to have another good piece on it, because I could have just thought, oh no, these are all just Michael Hill and not got it, but it's got a Pandora one as well, and that was $15. And I've done that before, like you saw in a video I did where I went to an op shop and they had a sterling silver charm bracelet, and then on that charm bracelet I actually found white gold pendant as well, so it's always worth having a close look. Then the last piece I got, which was actually the piece I saw right at the very end before we were about to go, was in a box, a bracelet box. She had this piece. And it didn't, at first it looked very costumey to me. I don't know why my eye didn't go to it. And then I realised it's because she said she polished it. And so my eye didn't look for the grey. And this here is stamped 925. And then if you go and have a look, it has a little hang tag. It has L and V. And these are genuine pearls and genuine little flat pearls. And I've got my little piece of paper here. It's actually an Australian designer called Leone and Vonk. You can have a look on their website. And that piece would have retailed $150, around the $150 mark. And I paid $15 for it. So that was a good find. I bought it, like I said, just for the pearls and the silver. It's got some nice weight to it. And I just thought it was really pretty. I'll actually wear that piece. But yeah, it retails for $150. So that was a good score. Then moving down here, I went to one gentleman and I purchased all of these pieces. It was 12 pieces altogether I purchased from him. It's a bit of a sad story. His was actually his wife that had booked to do the stall. She's been doing fairs for years, and the pieces, he just wanted to get rid of them at this fair because she's unwell, and all the jewellery on his stand, I've got some footage of that too, was $10 a piece. And then he saw me grabbing, because when I first got there I was like, oh my god, these are amazing. So I was grabbing quite a lot, and then he said, oh, I'll do you 6 for $50. So I ended up buying 12 pieces from him for $100. And I'll go through. The first piece, which isn't as exciting, it's still lovely, is this reverse carved lucite brooch. Very nice. That's the only non-precious metal piece. Then there was this really lovely sterling silver and shell brooch, which is an old one. It does have a mark. I haven't looked it up. I bought all of these for the silver content and just for the age of them. There's this really lovely old, I believe that it's amber brooch. This one's not marked, but I just know that it's silver. There's this lovely piece here, which is a piece of pearl shell. Again, old class. These are all old, lovely pieces. $10. There's this lovely old, this is a natural stone. Could be a Cairngorm or chrysoprase or something like that. See, these originally had, look, it was originally $45. But all the pieces were 10. And like I said, I got 6 pieces for 50 from him. So I tried to do the right thing and buy lots of pieces from him, so at least I could help him to sell them all. Got that piece. Then there was this last brooch, was this gorgeous little turtle. Now there's not any stones missing. This section here for some reason is really dirty, and that's marked silver on the back. So cute. Lovely turtle actually. And the stones are really unusual. I don't know that they're not diamonds, we tested them, but they're all very irregular. They're different shades of yellows and browns, and they look to me like they're natural stones. So there may even be sapphires or something of that sort. So I'm going to have this looked at a bit further in the future, but for now it's just going away. And then the other pieces I got down here were not brooches, they're different. This lovely piece, which is a bunch of cherries, and I can't for the life of me find a mark on it. It looks Danish silver to me, but there's no maker's mark on it. It's really unusual, and they're carved out at the back, so it tells me that it is silver, because if they were just base metal, they wouldn't do that. They would just make them round because it would be cheap, but that's been done like that because it's a precious metal. So I'm going to do some more research on that. Then there was this lovely old boxing medallion. I got these for my husband, and that has British hallmarks on it. I haven't looked into it yet. I'll do it a bit closer so maybe people can see. But it does have the lion hallmark, which is the British sterling mark. Then there was this piece. Jubilee 1977. You turn it over and that has hallmarks too. Teeny weeny ones. $10. This piece is really interesting. Justice, Truth and Philanthropy. I don't know who this is for, but this is obviously someone's. 1936 they were given this medal. Sterling silver. Very interesting. And then I'll show you this piece. I have to do a bit more research on it, but I believe that this is a Victorian. It's gold with an amethyst. It's not got any marks, but I just feel like this is gold. Likely 15 carat. I haven't tested it yet. But if you look them up online, if you search gold or Victorian gold hat pins or stick pin, you'll find them. And there's quite a lot with these domed amethysts. So I grabbed that too. And then the last piece, which is really interesting, my husband's done some research and he's even emailed the family over in the UK and actually got a response this morning, is this little medal. And it says Atlas and Vulcana. And it's got a little weight up the top. And then it's hallmarked there with the London marks. And my husband found out that they were a couple. There was a strong man and strong woman. And they started off in the UK and then they toured Australia. And there's actually a website for them where you can look up information about the couple. And my husband messaged the family and said, "Oh, we found this piece and we believe it's part of your family's heritage or something that they might like in their collection." And the lady messaged back and asked if she could purchase it. And hubby and I are likely going to just hand it on to them, but we'll keep you updated with the story and what happens with that. Then the last pieces I got for this particular day, like I said, I'd been looking for brooches and I just couldn't seem to find brooches at even a decent price in op shops. They wanted so much money. So this was before my haul. So this was the Saturday, before my haul at the swap meet Sunday morning, which you'll see before this. I purchased these pieces. So I paid a little bit more for them, but I just hadn't been able to find brooches for so long. I think altogether I paid $15 for all of the brooches. There's this lovely little piece. I thought it was silver. I got home. I can't find the mark on it, but I'm still going to test it. There's this piece that is silver and marcasite. And I'm so frustrated. It does have a maker's mark too on the back. I couldn't find any information on it. Because all the stones were present when I purchased it. And in looking through them at some stage, I've lost one. So I have to give this to my repair lady to pop a stone in one day. Then there was just this little brooch. It's base metal, but I purchased it because it's an early one. It's got the early clasp. There was this one here, lucite on wood. Again, early clasp. There was this little brooch, which has got pressed flowers. And I actually looked these up, and what these are made from is old lenses from glasses. See how it's domed? If you look them up online, they're eyeglass brooches. So they would get old glasses that couldn't be worn and they would take the lenses out and they would make these brooches from them, which I think is very cool. That was $1, that one. Then there was this really cool wooden one which had this burnished pattern on. That was cool. And then these things are the coolest. She had 4 of them and they're obviously handmade because they're all slightly different. But they're little cows or bulls. How cute. If you remember a few hauls ago, I found a little wooden dolphin, which was a similar design, but it also had shell in it. And when I saw these and she had $1 each, I was like, yeah, mine. And I grabbed all of them. But they are very, very cute. So that was everything from the first day that I went. And I was actually, I put my finger in front of it. I was actually deciding whether I would go back the second day. I said, I'll see how I go at swap meet. And if I have a good haul at swap meet, I won't go back. But of course I got the bug. And even though I had a pretty good swap meet haul, I decided to go back. And these are the pieces that I got on the second day. So the first bit, I'm just going to go from the top. I found this piece, which is really lovely. I actually got a really good deal on it. The lady, where's the marks on it? Here. It's hallmarked underneath. I haven't done any research on it. It's not silver, it is EPNS. But I just really loved it. This is actually a crystal dish, cut crystal dish. And I thought, imagine that on the dressing table with something in it, like even perfume or makeup or anything. I just thought that is so pretty. And she said I could have it for $5 when I was looking at it. She goes, if you want it, $5. And I was like, yep, that's going home with me. The other non-jewelry item I got was this gorgeous pussycat. Isn't it cute? Looks like he was on something originally. It's a little cloisonne cat. Very vintage and gorgeous. And the same thing, on this is why you go on the second day, because people want to get rid of things. They don't want to take them home. And I was looking at it and saying, oh, isn't it sweet? And it didn't have a price. And she said, $2 and it's yours. So I was like, yoink, coming home with me. It's very cute. Now onto some jewelry. Now, the first day I purchased a bow ring, and these pieces I purchased from the same seller the second day. I got this lovely chunky bracelet. I've been looking for one for myself to wear. Really lovely, marked 95 Italy. Now, as I've said in videos before, if I'm buying it for myself to wear, I buy some for investment for the weight, and this I bought for myself to wear. So I paid $20 for that. I think it's just a really nice casual bracelet. Then these pieces are interesting. They were in a little bag, and the bag said $5 each, and it was just thrown in the rest of the jewelry that they had. And I grabbed the bag out, and I saw there was 4 pieces in there, and I said, how about $20 for the bag? And she came back to me, she said yes. And the reason I bought it, I'll show you the other pieces first. It was just this little sterling silver ring, which is marked, quite a modern one. There's this really lovely old panel. It's not engraved too, which is good. Panel locket bracelet, which is silver. Then there was these 2 necklaces, a little Buddha one and a cross, but this is the reason I bought this bag. It's probably the score of the second day, value-wise. Does anybody know what this is before I flip it over? Drum roll. Ta-da! Tiffany & Co. And if you look on the chain, it's got the proper, sorry, my hands are shaking, the proper Tiffany & Co. hang tag too. This is genuine Tiffany. I have searched up online and double-checked. It's currently still available on their website. If you buy it with the chain, it's $295 Australian. And so it's got a little B initial. So that was my score. I think the most valued item that I got that day. And all of those pieces were $20 for the bag. So then moving down to here, these 3 pieces I purchased, or 4 pieces, sorry, I purchased from the person I got the brooches, the other signed brooch, and the necklace and earrings from the day before. I went back and had a second look at their stall. And it was really funny because they used to have a shop. A lot of the pieces had very high price tags on, so I just didn't think to ask them. And I just took the plunge and asked the next day and said, what can you do on this? And they had this necklace, which is all sterling silver, all the beads are silver. But after my experience with the brooch the day before, I was looking for things that were signed. And this one is signed VHC sterling on the back, and the necklace is sterling too. And it's funny, I nearly didn't grab it. I was being mingy about price and thinking, yeah, $20, because it's not a piece I'm going to wear. So my mind goes, if I'm not going to wear it, I should be only thinking of the weight of it. But I'm glad I grabbed it, because VHC, I looked it up, is actually a Navajo Zuni sterling silver modernist designer. And this piece is worth quite a few $100s. So very, very worth grabbing. And I got that for $20. And then from the same seller, I got this silver spoon, which I paid $4 for. And I got a silver brooch. It's one of those mesh filigree silver brooches for $2. And then this very cool modernist copper brooch, which is an early one. I just like things that are different, and that is so cool, and that was $2. So they were my pieces from that seller the second day. Then the lady that I got all of those pieces from the day before, I went for a second look at her store, and she'd popped this brooch in the morning. A natural stone, sterling silver, very old piece. But it is chipped here on the corner. But it was $3, so I thought, I'm going to grab that. Very lovely. And then my last bit for the day, I kind of had enough. My back was killing me. I was exhausted. I'd been up since 5 a.m. at the swap meet. And just as I was leaving, there was a guy who had a bag on the counter and it said $5 for the bag. And I thought, hang on a minute. And I could clearly see this piece in the bag, which is turquoise. And I think he thought this was a chip. It's actually just a natural flaw in the stone. And that's marked 925, an old one. And then in that bag was some really nice black glass vintage beads, a 12 karat gold filled lovely brooch, a lovely enamel cloisonne vintage brooch, another little brooch. This is an old one made out of glass, but the clasp was broken, so I think that's why I threw it in. Lovely, with a little elephant. That's likely a little sterling elephant, but I'll test it. A little scarf pin, not worth anything, but I'm just showing you all the pieces that were in it. And then this lovely old glass brooch. And that bag was $5, so that was, oh, I missed a piece. So that was what I grabbed at the last minute before I went out. But this, I actually got this piece. 9 karat gold and silver brooch. And the reason I grabbed this is because it's Mother's Day coming up, and I thought this is a really lovely piece I can give to a mother in my life. And so I grabbed that one. It's really, really nice condition. It's stamped 9 karat and silver on the back. And I actually paid $10 for that piece because it's meant to be a gift. So that was my haul from the 2 days at the fair. Let me know what you think. Do you think I found some good scores? I most definitely will be going back to the next one, and I will be there front and center in the beginning of the line. And I definitely will not take my husband again, love you, because he made me want to leave too early the first day, but I will be going and spending the whole day there the first day. The second day there was really slim pickings, but it's definitely worth going for a look. But if you're a hunter like me, then the first day is definitely the day to go. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be posting my tour video that I did in a separate video. And yeah, let me know what you think. Like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on social media to see updates. And I'll see you all again very soon. Bye.